Today, in a unique area of Newfoundland, Canada, knowledge of our natural history is being promoted as a critical part of understanding how science and technology have shaped our past and will shape our future.
Well, geology allows us to understand processes that happen in the real world on a whole variety of different timescales. The timescales of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions over a few days or a couple of months, to the movement of ice sheets that relate to ice ages over tens of thousands of years, to the movement of the Earth's plates, the continents and oceans moving apart over millions of years. All these things, by looking at the past record, we can predict what's going to happen in the future.
Built on the site of a glacial depression, the Geo Centre in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador is a geological treasure trove, offering educational opportunities to teach firsthand about the Ice Age, volcanoes, earthquakes, and plate tectonics. Recognizing the importance of stimulating curiosity about the natural world prompted the creation of a unique science interpretation center.
The Geo Centre started about 15 years ago, the idea for it. Paul Johnson, the founder of the Geo Centre, was working on a project building trails in this area. And as a result, or in the process, he learned about the geology of the area and became fascinated by it and by the geology of Newfoundland and Labrador. And he felt that everyone, people from Newfoundland and Labrador and visitors alike, should understand more about it so that they could see that it told the story of the history of the Earth. So he felt strongly that we should be proud of that, informed about that, enthusiastic and passionate about that, and he followed that dream through, and 10 years ago we opened the Geo Centre.
With young people in Canada and the U.S. often falling behind other parts of the world in science, engaging in exciting exhibits like those at the Centre are a way to not only stimulate a fascination about the natural world, but also to renew interest and even create enthusiasm about science.
I think if you're talking about science in an abstract way in the classroom, then the challenges are much greater. But come to a place like this, or the big outdoors if you're interested in natural science, whether it's biology or geology. There's so many wonderful examples where you can show people a rock, for instance, and there's a whole story hidden in the rock, and get people really excited just from an inanimate object that suddenly springs to life by the story that you tell. It's not difficult to get kids excited out among the rocks.
We have an ongoing partnership with ExxonMobil, which we have just enhanced with them, ExxonMobil, and other oil and gas partners in the Hibernia project. They are supporting us and helping us to grow our programs for schools and the public.
I think that the Geo Centre has a great program for the schools. The activities that the children do when they arrive are totally based on the curriculum and actually cover the curriculum outcomes. The children work in small groups and it's very interactive, so they move from group to group and they cover the program. This makes science not only meaningful for them, but it's fun and interesting.
The Geo Centre has a variety of exhibits that not only tell us about Earth processes, how the Earth formed, how it's deformed since, how the continents have moved around and so on, but has made the relationship between those processes and human life, made the connection between those two. So we talk about resources, how people came from Europe, for instance, to the island of Newfoundland and adjacent Labrador to exploit resources, whether it be the fishery at sea or the mineral resources on land. So I think it's really important that we realize the connection between people and the Earth. And the exhibits here go beyond just the explanation of inanimate objects like rocks to show the connection between people's lives and those resources. It's a really important connection that this Geo Centre, I think, establishes really well.
We enhance what we offer to people, we make it interactive and somewhat entertaining, and at the same time give people a chance to just come and marvel and wonder at our science and technology stories without having to engage with the screen of a smartphone or have a sound bite, but just come and let their curiosity take over. So the good news for us is that most people are naturally curious, And we feel there's a huge interest and a huge future for centres like this.
Get to know all the things that are going on beneath the surface. Plan your visit to the Geo Centre today. For more information, log on to geocentre.ca.